acting here at Universal Studios. The crowds are ripe today because they forgot the deodorant. Very stinky, stinky, stinky winky people. Very smelly.
Florida Man!
Welcome back to another Florida Man YouTube video. I'm Trevor. Day 6 of Halloween Horror Nights, guys. It's crazy, 6 days. We're just shy of a full week of Halloween Horror Nights. We're at City Walk, getting here a little bit early. I wanted to show you guys, finally, some of the merchandise. I know I've been showing you guys some of the merchandise here and there, but I want to give you guys like a proper tour of what's going on. So let's start off here at City Walk. As you can see, the main Universal store is geared out to Five Nights at Freddy's. And if you go in, you can actually see a lot of the merch that they're selling inside the park. The front part of the store is geared very similar to the inside, but look, guys, this is new. The house mug, this is crazy. Oh, this is a live reaction. Oh, I'm gonna have to get this cup. $25 though, but it has Five Nights, Terrifier, Wyatt, Six Fault, and Jason. And then you have the gargoyle, and then the other houses on the left side of the cup. They split each section up into these little cubbies, so you can see all your Terrifier stuff is here. All your little Boo stuff is over there. All your gargoyle stuff is right here. They have this new little Boo key strap. This guy is pretty cute. $14 for this. This store is great because you'll find a lot of the merch here. Usually I guess people wait till they're inside the park, so you can even grab what you need even before you get in. This is the Roosevelt's Five Nights at Freddy's shirt in the light that you can see. This is so nice. Here is some Jason merch. They have this really cool Jason shirt. This is pretty sharp for $35. And extra we have a Wyatt 6 fanny pack. This is good for the event, as well as this really cool hat. Big fan of this hat. How much is this guy? For y'all, it is $27, but look at the design underneath. A lot of the merch that's inside could also be found outside here, right as you're walking towards studios. I guess this section's called the Crow's Nest, but in each of these little booths, you'll find pretty much the same thing that we've been seeing in all the stores. I like this little pop-up though, this is cute. Alrighty y'all, we got the Stay and Scream band. It is silver today. Also, we traded away 2 bracelets. So today we're bringing Sinister, Pyrock, and Cats. I had Frankenstein and Major Sweets, so those are 2 more on the counter. I've been looking forward to this day to finally sit and tear apart this tribute store. It is open for day guests, which is awesome. So as I said before, it is in the Palace Theater, which is on New York City, right next to Louis. Let's go take a look. When you approach the tribute store, you're gonna see that it is a abandoned museum, but it looks like it was on the brink of reopening. You can see it is antiquities from around the world, but the vines and debris slowly start taking over, and you really start to see that when you come inside. There are a lot of Easter eggs looking up, but also look down, you'll notice a few details of flyers that looks like they were once here and fallen down and are scattered around talking about the museum. For all the paintings on top, you'll actually see a little index of all the names of the paintings, so you can kind of match and see. So obviously you can see that this one, the first one, is called Tribby. Let me show you who Tribby is. Tribby is this little skull up here. He is the unofficial icon of the tribute store. He showed up a few years ago, and he kind of finds himself in every single tribute store since. I was trying to cross-reference the little index to the paintings that are up here, so Tribby is there, but the 2 little small pictures aren't there, but the one small picture reference Robosaurus, which is a old kind of Horror Nights tradition of basically a big metal dinosaur. On this index I've been combing through, and you can see U is Meat by S Meats, which if you're a Horror Nights fanatic, you'll know what that means. But basically it's one of the occurring lore for HHN in Ohio. There's a company called Meats that basically turns people into meat. One of the easiest Easter eggs to spot is, of course, Little Boo. He is the king of Horror Nights. I know technically Jack is the king, but we know that Little Boo is like the king of Horror Nights. If you take a look at the right of Terrifier, you'll see this painting. It looks like Cat. And at first I'm like, oh, this is obviously Crooked Lane, but the front kind of looks like the face of an old tribute store. There's a lot of references to obviously the retired Poseidon's Fury, including this one of Poseidon with his trident. I can't believe I almost missed this. Over to the left, you'll see a bust of the director as well as the storyteller, but between those two is a hand, and 5 represents 35, so I guess these guys may be coming back for next year. Taking a look at this index right next to the bus, you'll see that the bottom one says Town of Cary for Cary, Ohio, another big town in Horror Nights history. Once you're done fighting for your life in the main tribute store, if you head left to Mummy, you'll see that this section is also themed out too, with a little projector of, I guess, the Pythos team digging through the Poseidon's Fury stuff. Right at the exit for Mummy, you'll see the museum information map, which is actually a map of inside the store. You can see that it's marked with "You are here" for museum information, but the way that we came in was the temporary entrance. This is where all the paintings are. The registers are right over here. And then to the left, this is where we're at. There's a few little Easter eggs, including Wonders of Egypt, which makes sense because this is where Mummy exits. But a fun little thing is that there's a special event from 5 to 2 a.m., which is the actual hours of Horror Nights. Now, when you're done looking at the map, be sure to look up and you'll see a very famous picture from horror history. If you don't recognize it, it is the picture from The Shining. Close to the register, you'll see that there's this 3-piece painting. This is very reminiscent of Bosch, who did a lot of crazy paintings of essentially Renaissance of Heaven and Hell. But this is just basically like almost like a mock of that. I'm noticing a few different monsters though, which kind of reminds me of old creatures from Horror Nights. Like this reminds me of the creatures from the from Depths of Fear. I had to look that up. I almost forgot about. But if you look to the left, you will see that there is Boris Schuster, the Boris Schuster office. That's a really cool painting. There's a lot of great Easter eggs scattered through here. In the middle, you'll see the face of the idol. I think this is the Cthulhu idol that Boris is always after. It's usually in his window. I realize I'm talking about the idol, but the idol's literally sitting right here. This is usually in his window next to a bat idol, which was for the tribute store last year. And then if you look over to the left, you'll see a little Creature of the Black Lagoon idol next to what looks like, is that Fear, maybe? It's a little hard to tell. Across the way from the painting, you'll see you got a big octopus coming through with the tribute store. And then in the middle, you have a sculpt of the Caretaker, another icon. I realize now that the bat is actually the idol from last year's tribute store, but then I noticed that there's an idol completely missing. So, guys, we may be getting lore for next year. This may be, kind of teasing what's coming next year. And also, maybe Dead Man's Pier Part 2 confirmed. So I'm spending a lot of time looking at this painting, probably more time than I should, but is this not the original location of the tribute store? So you see the person holding the clock with the golden doors. Let's just go out there and just confirm real quick. Guys, I do believe that's it. So this is the original location for the tribute store. There's the guy holding the clock and the gold rounded doors. That is so funny. Under tribute, you'll see an old facade for a tribute store, that's the yellow house here. I'm going to show it to you guys. It is identical. As you come out the left side of the tribute store, you'll see a poster for the gala. Obviously, this is the facade for Mummy, but it says Epithos of Epithmius, open to the public, centerpiece of our brand new exhibit, August 29th, which is the opening of Horror Nights. Very cool. Alrighty, let's jump into the event. We're going in the wasteland, guys. Let's give out some bracelets. Remember, guys, treat the team members well. They are working very hard. Cute run. Didn't really notice anything too crazy, except for the wasteland tarp. I don't know what's going on in that department, guys. It may need a little fixing. It looks like someone took their bed sheets and draped it over. Guys, I know that you guys, it's a weird space to work with. I think you guys could do better with that. Sorry, guys. Galkin, you're up. Excited to do this house. Galkin, pretty decent run. Not as good as the last time. The last run of Galkin was phenomenal. Let's shoot to dolls real quick. Knock that baby out. Here's another Easter egg for y'all. So we noticed that the batteries, you'll see AA batteries, they're from BuzzCon, which is the same company as Bugs Eaten Alive, and for the Scare Zone, the Mutant Scare Zone. Under Animal Actors, they actually have a few different food options, so let me break it down for y'all. They have feline treats with a flaming hot ramen bowl, walking tacos, and a vegan version of the walking tacos. Across from Feline Treats is the one-stop shop for the best, and I repeat, the best Halloween Horror Nights treat since God's creation. Because Louise has turned into Five Nights at Freddy's, the one spot to get pizza fries is right over here by DreamWorks. If you guys never had this before, just get it. They used to have dessert kind of pizza fries, and it was like sweet potatoes with like marshmallow fluff and chocolate. But that's been gone for a little bit now, but pizza fries, amazing. I used to have like one every single day that I was here. Across the street from the crepe place, we have El Artista Eats and Treats with a few different options, but we are here for the Artist Palette. This I am very excited for. Here they are. Cute little churros, but they only give you just little dabs of the salsa, so let's walk back to Simpsons. The cats keep trying to touch my Cheerios. Don't touch my Cheerios, cats. He's trying to get the Cheerios. Alrighty guys, so we had the El Artista churros. Look at these bad boys. So it looks like you get about 6 of these things, but look how small the sauces are. They're a little light on the sauces, but you get so many churros. So I'm guessing that this is a chocolate, this is a white chocolate, and this is possibly a strawberry. So let's real quickly just try each sauce. So we'll start off with the chocolate. It's okay. Strawberry. That's actually pretty good. Strawberry's pretty good. And lastly, white chocolate. It's okay. Not as good as the carrot cake. That's alright. Churro is kind of, it's a little mid. It's a little mid. I mean, when they have theme park churros, it's like, you know, it's alright. The sauces don't even make it worthwhile when they give you a little dollop like that, so I would say skip it. We were walking by the BuzzCon booth and we saw that they actually have a decal of the batteries that we saw in the house, so you can see it says BuzzCon on the side. Last house of the night. We are doing Fast and Furious. I mean Jason Universe. It's Jason's universe, and we're living in it. That Jason house, there's something wrong with it. And when I mean something wrong, I mean there's something completely right with that house. That may be my favorite house this year. I don't know. It's between that and Wyatt, but Jesus Christ. First half is cute. Second half, unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are starting to make our way out of here, guys, but I realized that we finished one of our challenges, find 13 Easter eggs. Funny enough, we found 13 just today, which is awesome. I know this event has a ton of Easter eggs, so I'm still gonna try to find more for you guys, but we finally got one of our challenges done. We were also able to get another treat, and I gave away all 5 of those bracelets, so let's add that on to the count of 31. But in any event, guys, we'll see you guys Wednesday for another fun one, but we'll see you in the fog. Bye. As you're leaving the left side of the tribute store, you'll see a poster for the gala. Obviously, that's the facade for Mummy, Pythos of Epimethys.